fans can't see where you're pointing, just point to the coach. And
I can't even point
I'll just say if it's a positive or a negative.
I can't even. Mr. Fabrizio is looking straight at me now.
Is the coach wearing red?
No, he's not wearing red. But Coach Oscareggi is wearing red, and that's the unfortunate thing. Coach Oscareggi knows that he is not going to be the head coach tomorrow morning. It's one of those situations, I guess, that like professional coaches realize that towards the end of the season, if they're not having a good year, they know they're going to be fired, and they're just waiting for the hammer to come down. Coach Oscareggi is in a different situation there. He's at the beginning of the year, and he had to step into a role that was uncomfortable, and now he has to take even a more uncomfortable role and be an assistant for someone who is going to be somewhat new to the program.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's certainly a great experience for Coach Oscareggi to have gotten the opportunity to coach the girls, and it's going to do nothing but help him in the long run with head coaching experience.
That's right.
Well, nice job.
And he is going to stay on. He is going to stay on as an assistant coach, and he does have a desire to come back next year and be the JV coach, and that's good. I think Jim has a real positive attitude as a coach, and that's what you have to do. And in coaching high school sports, as Jackie Waite gets the rebound, in coaching high school sports, you have to have a positive attitude. If you let the team get you down, or you let all the little, Katie Heslin with a nice shot there, you let all the little things get you down, you're never going to make it in high school sports.
That was excellent court awareness on the part of Amy Jablonski to recognize how wide open Heslin was, and this is a little run that Norristown's putting on. Tanae Ellis up to Jablonski, ducks up and under, no good. Ellis and Waite try to get the rebound, but Altimus, who's a little taller than both, grabs it, pushes it up to Caitlin Lee, who has 2 attempts, no good. Jen Corvino gets the rebound, pushes it back into Lee. They're tied up by Jackie Cresswell.
She will not let anybody take that ball too lightly. She's
playing very aggressively this evening.
That's right.
Norristown sets up in the zone against the inbound. Corvino, who's connected from a couple of those, bangs her third. That's her third three-pointer of the night. It makes it 44-18 in favor of Central Bucks West. In the second quarter, this looked like this was going to be a game.
Yeah, it was 15-13 and 18-15, but now it's just getting out of hand.
Beautiful move by Jablonski, slicing through the lane, getting the ball up with a left-handed layup, 44-20, and Norristown's in a press, so they're going to try to get back in this game in a hurry. Corvino's errant pass finds its way in the hands of Jane Altimus.
She has 18 points now.
It's a serious performance. There's still 3.5 minutes left to go in the third.
Yes.
She could very well end up close to 30, which is amazing. Tanae Ellis, again, with the running one-hander, comes up short.
You know, Jennifer Corvino really didn't show us anything real early, but now she seems to really be controlling this game.
That's a great job once again. Hustle by Jackie Cresswell. Pushes it up to Jablonski. The senior makes sure that she at least draws the foul, squeezes the shot off against the sophomore point guard from CB West, and Jablonski finds herself at the line once again. 46-20.
That's right. We have 2 girls out in the court. Amy Jablonski for Norristown seems to be controlling Norristown's game, and Jennifer Corvino seems to be controlling CB West games. Jennifer Corvino seems to have a real presence of where everybody is on the court, and that's what Coach Finkbeiner would love to see in every single game.
Up top to Heslin. Jablonski trying to find Waite down on the block, creates her own shot, just short. Jablonski certainly does, she's able to manufacture a lot of shots, which is a difficult skill for a high school player, whether it's a boy or a girl, to be able to do, and she certainly has a feel and a sense for how to create a shot, especially in close to the basket. That's a great skill to have.
John, you're going to do a little coaching here from the side. You're pointing out girls.
Diagrams.
Look at that. Amy Jablonski takes that shot.
Corvino can't get the handle, out of bounds.
How many fouls does Amy Jablonski have, John?
Unofficially, Jablonski has 1 foul.
I guess she's going to try to use all 5 fouls because she's putting her, she's slapping at the ball and going for every chance she gets, and that's fine. I applaud her for that. She's a real hustler, and she tries to do everything she can. When she missed that shot, she got right back in the girl's face and tried to steal the ball away.
Well, there's a timeout on the floor, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the crew that we've assembled for this evening's broadcast, brought to you by NASD TV. Neil, do you want to explain to the folks who the crack technical crew is?
Real great job tonight by Greg Fry and Garrett Hickman. They're both
Greg Fry and Garrett. A good job by those 2 guys?
Yeah, I know. It's tough to say that those in the same sentence, but they're doing a great job. They're both real professional camera persons, and we really appreciate their help. They're taking over for Tony Koya tonight. Tony's not able to make the game, so we have someone like Greg Fry and Garrett Hickman step up and assume the role of leader of NASD, Norristown Area School District TV.
They're both doing a great job producing the broadcast for this evening. Hopefully you'll be watching this in the comfort of your own home.
Oh, so that's what
the ladies.
That's what a producer does. Just sits up there and looks good. Is that what he does?
Well, at least they sit up there. And Jackie Waite connects for 2. That's her 4th point of the night. She'd been one of the leading scorers for the Lady Eagles in most of the games so far this year. Nice job getting back on defense, and the rebound by Heslin. 2:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter, 46-22. West still has a commanding lead. They began to build on it in the 2nd quarter. It was actually, I believe, a 15-all ball game.
That's right, 15-all.
When West began to pull away, they opened up the 2nd half with a 9-1 run. And since then, Norristown actually has battled back slightly, thanks to Amy Jablonski. Shot from long range, nice left-handed bucket, up and in, Rebecca Springman. Corvino, crossover dribble, finds your way to the bucket, comes up short. Plenty of contact down low, though. No fouls called.
Rebecca Springman's really handling the ball well now. A little on the crossover dribble there. She pushes it up the court. She makes it 3/4 of the court with no problem. Oh, nice move. Drawing the foul.
Gets the foul on the floor. We'll see who it's called against. 42 for CB West. Jessica Reed, the senior forward. She actually was in the act of shooting, so she will go to the line.
As I said in the previous game, Rebecca Springman is the brother or the sister of Ricky Springman, who was a state wrestling champion here at Norristown last year. So Rebecca has some of the genes. She has some of those athletic genes in her, and you saw it right going down the court. She pushed the ball down, she passed it off, and she got it back and made a shot for herself.
Neil, I took a look at your genes, and yours are not athletic
No,
genes.
they're very faded jeans. You're wearing khakis tonight, John.
Yeah.
Are those Dockers? They're not just pants.
They're my dad's pants.
Oh, stop it. Dad's pants. They're not polyester, John. That looks like cotton to me.
It's a poly blend.
All right, we're getting a little silly here, but it's not easy to do these games. It wasn't easy on Tuesday when I had a 100-37 blowout of Downingtown. I didn't really know what to talk about anymore except the Norristown trying to go for that century mark.
Spring makes good on her 2nd of 2 attempts and is back down on defense. West trying to position for a shot inside to Caitlin Lee, and she had her chance for her 8th point of the quarter. No good. Once again, Cresswell ties up the West player and creates another opportunity for Norristown.
Yeah, luckily that went Norristown's way because I thought that could have been a reach foul. Jackie had the rebound, and the CB West girl reached in there and tried to steal it away. That could have been a reaching foul, but the ref didn't call it. We'll still pay him for the night, I guess.
Norristown does a nice job of spreading out the West defense. The ball's worked up top. Springman with the shot, rattles out. Corvino, rebound for West, brings the ball past half court. Jane Altimus on the wing, working to get open. The shot is long. Corvino with another 3-point attempt. She had made her last 3 attempts. The ball is saved. Waite up court to Springman. Rolls out. Rebound is Jackie Waite. We got a push foul against West.
You know, that was a good transition there. The rebound came down here underneath the basket, and they passed a long pass down to Rebecca Springman. Unfortunately, her shot didn't go in, but it was a good effort.
It was nice spacing on the part of Norristown.
That's right. And when Rebecca learns a little bit more about backboard, she'll put it up against the backboard and make that shot.
Heslin squeezes one off. It's no good. Cresswell once again showing the extra added hustle that she's been doing all night. Interferes with that inbound attempt on the part of West. Norristown sets up in the press. Tomei Ellis comes in. This press was so effective for Norristown last year.
That's right.
Ellis comes in for Jackie Waite.
Teams hated to come up against Norristown in their press because they knew that they would have trouble getting it over the half-court line. Ball's coming in our neighbor. Ooh.
Up close and personal there with Jennifer Corvino.
In the living room there.
I believe that Jackie Cresswell this evening is sporting one of the Breathe Right strips, made very popular by a lot of our favorite pro athletes. And it seems to be improving her performance, as a matter of fact. Jablonski, once again, has a great nose for finding an open area in the lane, creating an opportunity for herself, getting the shot off. She's fouled with 5 seconds left to go in the third. Norristown's come back a little bit in the third quarter.
That's right. They have come back, cutting the defense like a hot knife through butter. Amy Jablonski. Norristown, since halftime, has scored 10 points, and CB West has 14. So really, it's
but that
even.
Started with a 9-1 run by Norristown. So since that run, it's evened out a little bit.
That's true. But it has been a sort of an even third quarter here, as Amy Jablonski misses the first one.
Jablonski doesn't make good on either attempt. West will get a last-ditch effort at putting some points up on the board in the third corner. Jablonski has something to say about that, and the quarter will end 46-25 in favor of CB West. Right now you can see Melissa Kelly giving some advice to Amy Jablonski on the sideline. Kelly's such a competitor. She wants to get involved in the outcome of the game in whatever way that she can. And right now with a cast on her hand, and that may be coaching.
That's typical Melissa Kelly. She's always there to offer, and I'm not going to say she's offering an opinion. She's offering some advice. She's a time-tested point guard for Norristown, and she is giving some advice to someone that is trying to fill her shoes right now, and not doing half a bad job. Amy Jablonski is doing a lot of Melissa Kelly-ish things. She's out there hustling. She's there to steal the ball whenever she can, and she's the field general there right now.
I'll tell you who I'm impressed with so far tonight, Neil. I like the performance of Becky Springman.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I guess she's a sophomore, and she's getting some real good experience, and she's got looks like she got some real raw basketball talent. She's
doing some very positive things. Amy Jablonski, as you mentioned, doing some very positive things, getting open in the lane, and again, Melissa Kelly's in her ear, trying to help her with her on-court performance. And finally, but certainly not least, Jackie Cresswell, as you had gone on for about 5 minutes there. She's turning in a fine performance of her own this evening. So we're seeing a lot more positives tonight than we did the other night. The outcome right now looks like it may be similar, but I certainly see a lot better things going on the court.
Yeah, I'm sure the Central Bucks West players know what color nail polish Jackie Cresswell has, because there's always a hand in the face. That's a traveling call. Yep.
Turnover created by the Norristown defense. Jablonski working against Salonik, who's got a foul called. It's a traveling penalty against Norristown. They turn the ball back over to Central Bucks West. Working against a very aggressive Norristown full court pressure defense. Ultimus gets tied up by Jablonski, and a nice job on the floor by Springman. Once again, we just mentioned her name. She had some nice effort there.
That's right, and she got the ball back for Norristown, and maybe they can put on a little spurt here. I'm not saying they're going to score 21 points in this fourth quarter, but hey, they can put on a spurt here and make this game a little more respectable in the newspaper tomorrow.
Jackie Cresswell draws the foul. Nice job getting the ball into her in a spot where she is going to draw the foul. There's a nice offensive flow and movement there. Jablonski's going to throw the ball in. She's maybe a little bit short to be handling the inbounding duties. Tomei Ellis claps for the ball, but it travels by her. Tomei's had a frustrating evening, I think.
Yep, that would be a summation of her evening. At this point in the game, John, I want to invite all the fans that are listening to this broadcast or in the Norristown area to come out and support Norristown athletics. On Tuesday, we had a great game here where Norristown boys scored 100 points, and it was a real great crowd, really enthusiastic, really supportive crowd. We had about 200 people here, and true, it was on a Tuesday night where it's the middle of the week, and a lot of the students need a release. But I would invite all the students from Norristown High School and from the junior highs and elementary schools to come out to these games. It's only $2 for a student to come out and see the game and support their team. A lot of times girls basketball gets pushed on the back burner because it's not a very high profile or as fast-paced game as boys basketball is. But I really think it's time for the Norristown community to come together and support this team as they do support their football team, although some of the football crowds were a little small. So come on out and support the team and show your true colors of blue and white.
Jackie Cresswell had her defender pinned against her and was really hollering for the ball. However, Heslin didn't get it into her. Cresswell a little bit frustrated. She certainly had great position. Jane Altimus with 2 more points. How many points does she have?
That makes 20 points for the night.
It's a lot of buckets for a sophomore to come in on an away floor and score. But Neil, you made a good point. It's a lot of fun actually to come down. It's a nice warm atmosphere. It's a fun time. You get a couple snacks. You watch Tamae Ellis banging inside. She gets a bucket. 48-27 with 6:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. At this point, it's not a cop-out to say that it could be somewhat of a minor victory if Norristown can close the gap, and maybe this ends up a 10, 12, maybe a 15-point deficit by the end of the game.
That's what I said. When someone reads this in the newspaper tomorrow, maybe that only a 10-point loss, it'll look a little more respectable. But if you're getting blown out by 20 points, it's tough to swallow. But right now, I think Norristown is gelling, coming together, working. They're setting nice screens and picks, and Amy Jablonski doing a little Allen Iverson all the way to the basket. That's a travel. Yep, they're getting called for a lot of travels right now. It's a lot of sloppy play by CB West.
There are a lot of turnovers. For Norristown, at this point, they'd be best served by having a three-point threat in the lineup, maybe to close that gap a little bit quicker. I don't know if they have that. Jablonski hit one earlier, but that's pretty much been the only person that at this point in the season you'd consider a three-point threat. They don't have one like they did last year.
Well, there's a three-point there, but it's not the three-pointer you were talking about.
It's the old-fashioned three-pointer. Weight goes up. That's her 6th point of the evening. She'll have a chance to make it 7. I'd like to see her getting double digits again for the evening. She's really matured and progressed into a very fine all-around player for the Lady Eagles.
That's right. They can close it to 18 points here if Jackie can sink this one.
Waite didn't get as much playing time in the first half as normal. She is in a little bit of foul trouble with 3. At this point in the game, it doesn't matter.
Norristown defense important right here. They got to cut off the baseline, play fundamental basketball, and shut down CB West.
Caitlin Lee with another bucket. I think she's got 8 this half. She's putting on a little bit of a show between her and Corvino.
Yeah, she has 12 points for the game.
They've got a nice high field goal percentage for the evening. Right there, Springman up for 3. There was the 3-point threat that we wanted. Jablonski does a nice job tracking the ball down in front of Corvino. Trying to work it inside to Jackie Waite. No good. Springman and Ellis down on defense. Ultimus converts the bucket. That's a foul against Tamae Ellis.
That one hurt. That one hurt big time. They had to stop CB West from getting a basket.
That's a tough bucket to earn. She definitely earned that one, though.
Yeah, on the fast break, Norristown is chasing the ball down, and I see this a lot in college basketball, that coaches are always saying, don't chase the ball, don't chase them, try to get out in front of them and just, maybe put your body between the basket and the ball. And that's a tough situation in any basketball game where someone gets a free throw to make it a 3-point play, they miss it, and they put up the basket and get 4 points out of it.
Well, someone missed their assignment and should have been blocking Ultimus out on that play, and the harassment of the Central Bucks West defense results in a turnover. West will get possession back. It's 54-30 with 4:48 left to go in the final quarter here at Norristown High School. All the starters are still in for both squads, so Coach Finkbeiner does not feel that this game is in check quite yet. Jessica Reed, the senior forward, makes good on her field goal. 56-30. Norristown continues to try to cut into the lead. Springman from the corner. Baseline shot is no good. Jablonski with another rebound. Waite gets the ball blocked by Caitlin Lee. However, this is a much more aggressive team than we've seen before, especially with the rebounding. They're certainly being a lot more aggressive on the offensive boards.
That's true. They need to do that, too. They need to crash the boards and get those second shots.
Jackie Waite in traffic. Tamae Ellis' shot is blocked by the much taller Caitlin Lee. She does a nice job hanging on to it and pushing it out to Amy Jablonski. Waite kicks it up to Cresswell for a shot. Off the back of the rim. Corvino with the rebound. And she patiently sets up the offense. Well, the ball's knocked away. Tamae Ellis gets the handle on it, blows by the CB West defenders, but can't find the bucket. Rebound CB West. Well, Jessica Reed, coast to coast.
Oh, that's an offensive. You know it. You know it. Jackie was waiting there. Jackie Cresswell stood her ground, planted both feet, and she took the foul, and that was good. I was just going to say, John, I'm looking at the girls from Norristown, and there's a lot of fatigue, a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration setting in on their faces, and I don't know if this is just because they're losing by 26 points or the fact that they're going into every game, and it just seems like they're getting beat up in every game. Marion Mercy, they got beat up. Westchester East last night, or I guess it was Henderson last night. They got beat there, and they're just taking it right on the chin right now, and it's just tough. It's tough to bounce back game after game and play 100% the whole time. And with 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes to go in the last quarter, I'm looking over at the bench, and Jackie Waits, she's frustrated. May Ellis is frustrated. Some of the girls on the court don't have a choice. They have to be on the floor. There's only so many people.
Look at Melissa Kelly's legs moving.
Yeah.
She is itching to get out there. She's been sitting on the bench all game long, and she would like nothing better right now than to get a spot a couple minutes. Oh, hard to the floor. Jane Altimus goes down hard on an arm.
We better get a trainer there. Dennis Flynn, our expert trainer here. He's right on top of the situation.
Altimus hops up, to the delight of the CB West crowd. Tough kid for a sophomore. Again, as I said, she's a very slender person. The word shaking it off.
The word would be lanky. She's lanky, but she's got a presence on the court. Jane Altimus, what, she has 22 points?
And like I said, like we've said before, she's a sophomore. Oh. Great performance. She can shake off the injury and make the foul shot. That really says a lot about her character. She makes the bucket. I think she's done for the night. Yeah, she gets a big round of applause, handshake from Coach Finkbeiner, and she's done for the night.
That's a smart coach. Take her out. She slammed her arm pretty hard to the floor. Don't push the envelope anymore. You got a 29-point lead. Give her a break.
Cresswell does a nice job covering for the errant pass from Katie Heslin that was intended for Jablonski, who happened to be cutting at the time. Cresswell take the shot. Three-point attempt is no good. There's a foul called underneath against CB West. Norristown will inbound the ball underneath. 44 is Caitlin Lee. Substitution for CB West. Number 23 comes in, Shelby Buckwalter, who's a sophomore. Coach Finkbeiner using this as an opportunity to get some game experience for some of his younger players. And Laura Hoppel will go to the line for the Eagles, who right now are losing in the form of a 59-30 deficit. 2:52 left to go in the last quarter. Hoppel's shot rattles out. Corvino working against a double team from Cresswell and Jablonski, who do a great job tying her up. Jablonski forces the jump ball. Norristown will take advantage of that. Cresswell with another three-point attempt. Once again off the rim. Nice job on the rebound by Heslin. Laura Hoppel hits the floor also in an attempt to get the rebound. Amy Gaston is also on the court, rounding out the current five that are on the court. Jablonski penetrating. She's in double digits now. That's her 10th point. And she's been on the floor. I don't know if she's been off the floor for a minute tonight. She's got to be tired.
Yeah, there's got to be some fatigue in there.
She's working it at the defensive end, and she is also the Lady Eagles' high scorer on the offensive end.
Well, as you said, John, Melissa Kelly is over there, and her legs are moving back and forth, and she's clapping for the team. And I'm telling you, I pity Central Bucks East, because that'll be our first game back, and there's going to be a record set that night, because she's just going to go on a scoring tear. She's going to do everything she can to give 300% in that game. She's even doing a little coaching from the sideline, encouraging, and that's good to see, because she knows she's out. There's no way she can back. It's not like she has 5 fouls and she's sitting out the game and it was her fault. She can't come back. She has a cast on right now, and she really looks like, as Jackie Cresswell leaves the floor, Jackie only has 2 points. You have her as 2 points. It's unofficial, but she's been playing her guts out too. I think it's going to be a nice boost back to the team when Melissa comes back.
Nice job, Amy Gaston hits the first of her 2 shots from the foul line with 1:49 left to go in the game. Coach Finkbeiner trying to get his future stars some experience. Justine DiFilippo checked in. Second shot is vastly different from the first. Norristown keeps up with the full court press. Laura Hoppel is back. Has the safety. West cracks it. Laura Hoppel will get a chance to play some defense here. West does a nice job of working that ball around, and that, I believe, was one of the substitutions. Shelby Buckwalter, the sophomore, who came in the game to convert that bucket. 61-33, minute and a half left. Norristown tries to establish some consistency and some building blocks here to improve upon in the future. Nice effort, though, tonight by the Lady Eagles, Neil. I really liked it, as we had spoken about a couple times. I liked a lot of the things that we've seen.
Yeah,
a definite improvement over the first game, and last night, as you said, they had a pretty narrow margin of defeat.
Yeah, it's not a highlight film that you're going to show to your parents and grandparents, but it's one of those games where they're finally coming together. There's things going on the floor that, as a coach, you'd like to see. Jackie Cresswell's coming along. Jackie Wade's using her experience, and we got some new faces out there, and maybe some new brighter stars in the future with from Rebecca Springman and Katie Heslin, and Amy Gasson's getting more play, and Laura Hoppel's out there now. So the future is looking brighter for the Eagles right now. The scoreboard may not show it, but their faces and their heart and their desire is showing it. As we see right here, nice transition.
Jablonski over to Heslin for two. Just under a minute to go, and maybe with the announcement of the new coach, Neil, they'll be able to establish some more continuity amongst the team and the practice without the uncertainty of who's going to be coaching them the next day.
That's right. Sometimes everybody thinks the scoreboard is the end-all, be-all to every sport, and that's not the way it is. It's whether you put out 110% and whether you have the desire and the will to keep going, even in times of defeat and even in times of dismay.
Well, some excellent sportsmanship on the part of Jablonski in a game that could be very frustrating. She throws a pass to Springman, goes through Springman's hands, and Jablonski just kind of laughs it off, says good try, hustles back down the other end of the court and causes a turnover, and she's certainly not concerned about the fact that the game is basically lost at this point.
Yeah, there's 33 seconds left, and no one's given up the fight here. There's no 26-point shot, but Amy Jablonski thinks there is.
And she's down the floor again, trying to create another turnover. She really has turned in a fine performance. She started out a little bit slow, but she certainly has come on strong as the game progressed.
I want to mention some people behind the scenes while we have a little bit of time here. Marion Venezia, she's the athletic secretary. She types up the rosters for us, and Joe Fabrizio, the athletic director, Larry Walker, the equipment manager, Dennis Flynn. As Amy Jablonski shows, it's never over.
She is really amazing. I haven't seen this much ability out of her as far as the penetration aspect of her game. Springman tries to knock the ball away, but Jablonski's really done an absolutely fabulous job recognizing seams and weaknesses in the offense, and she's able to squeeze off a lot of shots tonight.
That's right. And as I was saying, Dennis Flynn is our athletic trainer. We have a support staff here, a fine custodial crew that sets up the gym for you, puts up the chairs, and everyone chips in to try to make this as a pleasurable experience for the fans and the team as possible. And a lot of them go unrecognized. They just do their job. They come out every night for these basketball games and wrestling matches. I don't want to slight the wrestling team because they're in season 2. And this will do it for Norristown as Central Bucks wins the game 61-37.
We will be back for a post-game show. If you give us an opportunity to collect our thoughts, we'll join you quite quickly. Hang in there for a minute.
All right, we're back at Norristown High School where Central Bucks West just beat the Norristown Lady Eagles 61-37, and I'm joined by point guard Melissa Kelly. And Melissa Kelly sporting a cast on her wrist. She's out until December 16th. Can you tell us how you did this, Melissa?
One of our players was going down for a layup, and I was trailing in for a layup, and the girl from the other team pushed me, and I landed on my hands.
All right, well, that's your aggressive play for you. What are some of the things that you saw out on the court tonight that were some shining moments for the team?
At points, they did box out.
Put the microphone up there, Melissa. Don't be shy.
They boxed out. They hustled for the rebounds, loose balls, and they took it inside.
All right, we've been talking. John and I have been talking about some of the things that the team needs to work on. We were talking about they just seem to be rough around the edges right now with the absence of you and with Mecca not being here tonight and Jessica Munson graduated. Who do you think is going to have to step up and take some of the blunt when you're not there or even when you come back?
Well, definitely all the seniors have to step up. Amy Jablonski has to step up. And Mecca, we all have to do our part. We're all returning players, and we're experienced, and we definitely have to step up.
All right, we were talking about Rebecca Springman getting some good playing time tonight, and she had some good shots and some good moves. What do you think the future holds for her?
Definitely a good one. She's a great shooter. She knows when to take her shot, what shot not to take, and she has confidence in her shot.
All right, we're talking about you now. December 16th is a big day. It's like a countdown for us. You said you want to come back that same day and play. It's against Central Bucks East. It's a big, big team, and they're a tough opponent. What do you think for your future?
Well, I definitely want to play there. I don't know if I'm allowed to play, depending upon what the doctor says about my wrist. Mr. Flynn said stamina, but I've been practicing, so my stamina will be good and everything, and my endurance, but I'm not sure about the hand. I don't know if I'll be
All right, well, we see you over on the bench. You're chomping at the bit. You're shaking your legs. You're ready to get out there and play. Norristown and CB West tonight. CB West came out on top, 61-37. I want to thank Melissa Kelly for stopping by after the game. And for John Price, this is Neil Schaefer and NASD TV signing off.